Ladies and gentlemen, respect is not something you can demand. It is something that must be earned. If you feel that people don't respect you, that you are overlooked, undervalued, or even disregarded, you may wonder why. What's holding back this vital piece of honor and recognition in your life? The answer isn't simple, but it's within reach. Today we're going to dig into why respect might be missing and how to cultivate it deeply in yourself and from others. True respect begins within. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will. So ask yourself, refusing to allow yourself to suffer. If you don't value your own time, opinions, or worth, people around you won't either. Start by making a decision to respect yourself every single day. Hold yourself to higher standards. Speak to yourself with kindness and give yourself the respect you hope to receive from others. When you show the world that you believe in your own worth, others will start to believe in it too. Respect isn't earned by isolated actions, but through consistent, reliable behavior. People respect those who show up again and again, doing what they say they will do. Ask yourself, are you consistent in your actions and words? Do you follow through on your promises? The power of consistency is unshakable. It says to the world, I am dependable, I am steady, I am trustworthy. This is what people look for when they decide who they will respect. If you find yourself wavering, if you are unreliable, then you cannot expect others to hold you in high regard. People respect those who stand for something bigger than themselves. They don't respect individuals who go whichever way the wind blows. True respect comes when you stand firm in your beliefs, even when they're challenged, even when it's uncomfortable. When you become a person of principles, people start to pay attention. You ask yourself, what are you willing to stand up for? What values do you live by? Without a strong foundation of principles, you'll find yourself lost in the crowd, overlooked and disregarded. Respect comes to those who have a cause, a purpose, a vision that anchors them. Some mistake arrogance for strength, thinking they can command respect by intimidating others. But arrogance only breeds resentment. Respect is given to those who are strong but humble. It's about resilience, about knowing who you are, but it's also about lifting others up, not putting them down. To earn respect, you must be grounded, not it. Show humility in your strength. Listen more than you speak and value others' perspectives. People respect those who don't need to boast because their actions speak louder than their words. People don't respect those who consistently play the victim, who blame others for their circumstances or misfortunes. Respect comes to those who take responsibility, who look for solutions rather than excuses, who understand that challenges are simply opportunities to grow. Every person faces difficulties, but how you respond to them defines you. Will you rise up and take control of your life? Or will you let circumstances dictate your worth? A person who owns their struggles and overcomes them becomes worthy of respect. Those choose to take control. Let go of the victim mentality and stand firm as the leader of your own life. Discipline is the backbone of respect. Those who are disciplined in their habits, who show self-control, and who can master their emotions, earn the admiration of those around them. People respect those who control their impulses and make wise, calculated decisions. Are you disciplined with your time, your words, your actions? Respect flows naturally toward those who are masters of themselves. When you practice discipline, you become an example to others. You show them the power of dedication, of focus, and self-mastery, and that is something others will respect. Lastly, respect comes from genuine connection. When you show true care for others, when you listen, when you encourage, when you make people feel valued, they will respect you. People can sense when someone is authentic, when someone truly cares, and they respond to that. If you find that respect is missing, it may be because you've overlooked the importance of building real connections. Are you genuinely interested in the people around you? Do you add value to their lives? A person who invests in others, who builds them up, gains respect without even asking for it. So if respect is missing in your life, look within. Begin to live with purpose, consistency, and strength. And practice the way you live your life. People respect those who respect themselves. Be that person. Live in a way that commands respect, not by demand, but by the quiet, powerful example you set. Self-respect is the cornerstone upon which all other forms of respect are built. It is not just about feeling good about yourself or being satisfied with your own life. It is about understanding your value, living with integrity, and demanding nothing less than what you deserve. It is an internal process that starts within and radiates outward. In fact, the way you treat yourself often dictates how others will treat you. If you do not respect yourself, others will find it difficult, if not impossible, to respect you. It is the key to attracting positive relationships, developing personal strength, and living a life of purpose. At the heart of self-respect lies the recognition of your worth as a human being. We are all born with the potential to achieve greatness, but this potential can only be realized when we have a healthy understanding of our own value. Self-respect involves accepting your strengths, acknowledging your weaknesses, and understanding your role in the world. It means recognizing that you have unique talents and abilities and that your presence on this earth is purposeful. When you respect yourself, you understand that you are not defined by your failures or mistakes. You acknowledge that you have the ability to learn from them, grow, and move forward. Self-respect means not allowing others to diminish your worth based on their perceptions of you or the mistakes you've made in the past. It involves setting boundaries to protect your emotional well-being and ensuring that you are treated with the dignity you deserve. When you respect yourself, you refuse to settle for less than what you are worth, and you stop accepting toxic relationships or environments that drain you emotionally or mentally. Another essential component of self-respect is the ability to set and maintain boundaries. Many people struggle with boundaries because they fear rejection or conflict, but boundaries are essential for healthy relationships or abuse, self-respect, and resources. Boundaries allow you to prioritize your own needs and make decisions that align with your values and long-term goals. When you set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. People are more likely to respect you when they see that you respect yourself enough to say no to things that do not serve you. You demonstrate that your time and energy are valuable, and you will not waste them on people, activities, or situations that are not aligned with your purpose. People who have strong self-respect rarely allow others to walk all over them because they understand the importance of protecting their own well-being. Self-respect gives you the courage to say no without feeling guilty or explaining yourself. Self-respect also involves making choices that reflect your values and beliefs. It is easy to fall into the trap of living according to the expectations of others or conforming to social norms, but this compromises your sense of self-worth. When you live in alignment with your values, you make choices that honor who you are and what you stand for. This can be challenging at times, especially when others try to influence your decisions. But the more you practice living in alignment with your values, the stronger your sense of self-respect becomes. When you respect yourself, you are willing to say no to things that do not align with your values, even if it means disappointing others. And exercise you to indulge. Living authentically and making choices based on your own values is one of the greatest forms of self-respect. A person with self-respect does not allow themselves to be disrespected or mistreated. When you respect yourself, you hold others accountable for their actions. You do not tolerate verbal, emotional, or physical abuse. You speak up when someone crosses a line and demand to be treated with kindness and dignity. Self-respect means recognizing when people are taking advantage of you and being courageous enough to stand up for yourself. It is not about being confrontational, but about asserting yourself with confidence and clarity. When you stand up for yourself, you teach others how to treat you. You show them that you will not tolerate disrespect and that your value is not up for negotiation. Respecting yourself also means taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health. When you care for yourself, you send a message to the world that you are worthy of love, care, and attention. Taking time to nurture your body, mind, and soul is an act of self-respect. It shows that you value your well-being and that you are committed to living a life of balance and health. This includes getting enough rest, eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. It also means making time for self-reflection and personal growth through meditation, journaling, or spending time alone to recharge. By your own well-being, you are reinforcing and demonstrating that you deserve respect. When you respect, you are not afraid to make difficult decisions that support your long-term happiness and success. For example, you may choose to end a toxic relationship, leave a job that doesn't align with your career goals, or move away from an environment that stifles your personal growth. These decisions are not easy, but they are necessary for preserving your self-respect. You recognize that in order to thrive, you must make choices that honor your values and keep you aligned with your purpose. The people who command respect are those who have a deep sense of self-worth. They do not need validation from others because they already know who they are and what they stand for. They do not seek approval, nor do they measure their value based on the opinions of others. They have learned to be comfortable with themselves, flaws and all, and this self-assurance radiates outward. Others can sense this confidence and they are naturally drawn to it. People respect those who are comfortable in their own skin and are not afraid to be authentic. Furthermore, self-respect allows you to extend respect to others. When you respect yourself, you are able to respect others without feeling threatened or inferior. You can celebrate their successes and encourage them to reach their full potential without feeling envious or jealous. When you honor yourself, you can honor others because you understand the importance of valuing and uplifting those around you. Respect is a two-way street. The more you respect yourself, the more you are able to respect and support the people in your life. Self-respect also gives you the power to forgive yourself. It allows you to release guilt, shame, and regret, and to move forward in life with grace and dignity. We all make mistakes, and sometimes we fall short of our own expectations. However, self-respect teaches us that our mistakes do not define us. Instead, it is how we rise from those mistakes that shapes our character and strengthens our sense of worth. When you forgive yourself, you free yourself from the emotional baggage that holds you back from living your best life. Self-respect is not about being perfect. It is about being authentic. It is about accepting yourself as you are, with all your flaws and imperfections, while striving to become the best version of yourself. It is about knowing that you are worthy of love, success, and happiness, regardless of your circumstances. When you truly respect yourself, you stop seeking external validation and begin to trust your own instincts and decisions. You become the author of your own story, and you refuse to let anyone else define your worth. In the end, self-respect is the foundation of all healthy relationships and successful endeavors. It sets the tone for how you interact with others and how you navigate through life's challenges. It empowers you to make choices that align with your values, take responsibility for your actions, and stand firm in your boundaries. When you represent in this world that you are worthy of respect, others will respond accordingly. And it's from this deepness of self where all forms of respect are born. Consistency is one of the most powerful and essential qualities in any relationship, whether personal, professional, or even in your relationship with yourself. It is the bedrock upon which trust is built, nurtured, and sustained. When you are consistent, you send a clear message to those around you that they can rely on you, that you are dependable, and that you can be counted on to follow through on your promises and commitments. Consistency is not about perfection or being flawless in every aspect of life. It is about showing up time after time with integrity, reliability, and dedication to what you have committed to. Trust is not built overnight. It takes time, effort, and the ability to be consistent in your words, actions, and behaviors. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. Without it, there is no genuine connection, no safety, and no depth in the interaction. Trust is the glue that holds people together, and it is only when trust exists that people are able to build something lasting, whether that's a friendship, a partnership, or a thriving business. However, trust is fragile, and once broken, it can take a long time to rebuild. To maintain trust, consistency is key. When you are consistent in your actions, people will begin to rely on you. They will trust that you will do what you say you will do, that you will act in a way that is productive. The foundation of your words and actions align. People can tell when your words match your actions. If you make promises and continually fail to keep them, people start to lose faith in you. They begin to question your reliability and wonder whether you are trustworthy. But when you consistently keep your word, even in the smallest of things, you demonstrate integrity, and integrity is the cornerstone of trust. Trust is not built in grand gestures, but in small everyday actions that show you are dependable, reliable, and accountable. Consistency builds trust because it provides a sense of security. When people know what to expect from you, they feel safe. They don't have to worry about whether you will show up, whether you will do what you said you would do, or whether you will act in a way that aligns with their expectations. Consistency offers the reassurance that you are who you say you are, and that your actions reflect your true nature. In a world that is unpredictable and full of uncertainties, consistency offers a steady hand. When you act consistently, you provide others with a sense of stability, and stability breeds trust. Being consistent doesn't mean that you will never make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. What builds trust is not avoiding mistakes, but rather how you handle them when they happen. If you are consistent in acknowledging your mistakes, taking responsibility for them, and making things right, people will trust that you are someone they can count on to do the right thing, even when things go wrong. Mistakes can actually strengthen trust when handled with consistency, because they show that you are accountable, that you are willing to learn and grow, and that you are reliable even when things don't go according to plan. Consistency also builds trust by demonstrating commitment. When you show up consistently day in and day out, people see that you are dedicated to what you say you care about. Whether that's a goal, a relationship, or a task, commitment is demonstrated through consistency. People begin to trust that you are not just in it for the short term, but that you are invested in the long haul. When others see that you are committed, they begin to trust that you will keep putting in the effort, even when it's difficult or when obstacles arise. Consistency in actions also means consistency in values. When your behavior consistently reflects your core beliefs and values, people begin to understand who you truly are and what you stand for. This consistency in values helps people feel that they can trust you because they know you will act according to the principles that guide you. It's easy to build trust when your actions reflect the same values consistently over time. People don't have to guess or wonder where you stand because your actions make it clear. When your values are consistent, your relationships are built on a solid foundation, and that foundation is trust. When you are consistent in your efforts, you also show a sense of responsibility. People trust those who are responsible, who take ownership of their actions and commitments. When you consistently follow through on what you say you will do, it signals that you are accountable, that you take responsibility for your role in any given situation. Responsibility is a sign of maturity and reliability. If people cannot rely on you to take responsibility, they may begin to question whether they can trust you in other areas. Consistency in taking responsibility helps solidify your reputation as someone who can be trusted. In addition to building trust in others, consistency also builds trust in yourself. When you consistently show up for yourself, honor your commitments, and work towards your goals, you begin to develop a strong sense of self-trust. Self-trust is the foundation for self-confidence and personal growth. When you trust yourself, you act with clarity, focus, and conviction, knowing that you have the ability to follow through. This sense of self-trust extends to all areas of life, allowing you to approach challenges with confidence and the knowledge that you have the capacity to overcome them. And consistency in building self-trust leads to personal fulfillment and success because you are able to rely on your own abilities and keep your promises to yourself. Consistency also helps to maintain trust. In long-term relationships, whether personal or professional, trust can sometimes be tested by time, distance, or challenges. However, consistency helps to maintain that trust over the long term. When you consistently check in, communicate, and fulfill your obligations, you remind others that they can count on you no matter the circumstances. Even when things are difficult, when challenges arise, or when life pulls you in different directions, consistency helps to reassure others that you will continue to be there. When trust is nurtured over time through consistency, it strengthens and deepens, allowing the relationship to flourish despite the challenges that may come along the way. In relationships, trust is the result of consistent behavior that shows care, attention, and respect. When someone shows up for you consistently, you begin to trust that they genuinely care about you, your well-being, and your relationship. Consistency signals that you are a priority in their life, that they are willing to put in the effort to show you that they value you. Relationships that lack consistency are often filled with doubt and insecurity because the lack of reliability creates uncertainty. Consistency provides the emotional security needed to build strong, healthy relationships based on trust. Consistency is also critical in leadership. Great leaders are trusted because they are consistent in their actions and decisions. When a leader acts consistently, their team or followers begin to trust that they can rely on the leader to make sound decisions, to be fair and just, and to provide guidance in times of uncertainty. Leaders who are inconsistent create confusion and doubt, making it difficult for the team to trust them or follow their guidance. Trust in leadership is built through consistency in values, actions, and decisions over time. When leaders act consistently, they inspire confidence and loyalty. Trust is a valuable currency in both personal and professional realms. Without trust, relationships break down, productivity falters, and success becomes elusive. Consistency is the key to building and maintaining trust. It is through consistent action, consistent values, and consistent behavior that trust is earned, nurtured, and sustained. When you are consistent, you demonstrate reliability, accountability, and commitment. Trust is not something that can be demanded or forced. It must be earned over time through consistent actions that align with your words. Through consistency, you can build a reputation as someone who can be relied upon, and in doing so, you create relationships that are based on the most important qualities that guide us through life, helping us navigate the complex landscape of choices, decisions, and actions. They form the foundation of our character and define how we interact with the world around us. When we stand firm on strong principles, we are not swayed by external influences or fleeting circumstances. Instead, we remain grounded in what we believe to be right, just, and true, regardless of what is popular, easy, or convenient. The strength of our principles determines the strength of our character. Character is not something that is developed in moments of ease or comfort, but is forged in times of adversity, when our values are put to the test. And principles are the internal rules that guide our actions, and they give us the strength to stand firm even when the world around us seems to be in disarray. Without strong principles, we lack direction, and without direction, we risk drifting aimlessly through life, reacting to events rather than proactively shaping them. Principles provide a sense of purpose and clarity in a world that can often be confusing and overwhelming. Standing for strong principles is not about being rigid or inflexible. It is about being resolute in the things that matter most. It is about having a clear understanding of what is non-negotiable in your life and being willing to make sacrifices to uphold those beliefs. When you stand for strong principles, you are not simply following a set of rules or a code of conduct. You are aligning your actions with your deepest convictions. You are saying that what you stand for is more important than what others from you or what the world demands. This requires a deep level of self-awareness and a commitment to living authentically. One of the greatest challenges in standing for strong principles is facing the temptation to compromise. In a world where instant gratification and the desire for approval can often overshadow what is truly important, it can be difficult to stay true to your principles. The pressure to fit in, to conform, or to take shortcuts can be overwhelming, especially when it seems like everyone else is getting ahead by abandoning their principles. However, it is during these times that standing firm on your values becomes most critical. True success is not measured by the accolades you receive or the possessions you acquire, but by the integrity with which you live your life. Integrity is the result of standing for strong principles, and it is the foundation of trust, respect, and honor in all of your relationships. When we compromise our principles for the sake of convenience or personal gain, we risk losing our sense of self. The more we bend or break our principles, the further we move away from who we truly are, and the more we allow external forces to dictate our behavior. Over time, this erodes our self-respect, and without self-respect, we lose the foundation upon which we build our lives. The cost of compromising on principles is often much greater than any short-term benefit we may gain. The respect we earn from others is a reflection of how we respect ourselves and the values we uphold. When we stand for strong principles, we earn the respect of those values and we inspire us integrity and purpose. One of the influences that easily pull us off, we often glorify and flee. In a society that prioritizes success at any cost, standing for strong principles can feel like an act of rebellion. But it is precisely in standing firm on our principles that we find our true strength. By choosing to live according to a set of principles that honor our dignity and the dignity of others, we send a powerful message to the world that integrity, honesty, and authenticity are worth more than fleeting success or temporary pleasure. Standing for strong principles also involves a commitment to growth and self-improvement. It is easy to stand firm on your principles when everything is going well, but true strength is tested when life presents obstacles. In moments of difficulty, when you are faced with tough decisions, your principles will either serve as your anchor or as your sword. The ability to stand firm on your principles is worth fighting. It seems like the world is against you. When we choose to stand for strong principles, we choose to live with purpose. Purpose is the driving force behind every action, every decision, and every endeavor. Without purpose, life becomes aimless and we find ourselves tossed about by every wind of change. Principles provide that purpose. They give us the clarity to know what is worth our time and energy and what is not. They help us to prioritize our efforts and ensure that we are investing in what truly matters. Purpose keeps us focused, even when distractions try to pull us off course. And it helps us to persevere through challenges, knowing that we are aligned with our deepest values. In standing for strong principles, we must also be prepared to face criticism and opposition. People may question your choices, your actions, and your decisions. They may try to convince you to abandon your principles in favor of easier, more acceptable options. In these moments, it is important to remember that the approval of others is fleeting, but your integrity is lasting. The opinions of others may change, but your principles remain constant. It is natural to seek approval and validation from others, but true self-worth comes from knowing that you are living according to your own values, not the values of others. The strength to stand for your principles comes from within, and it is fortified by your deep belief in the importance of living with authenticity. Standing for strong principles also means taking responsibility for your actions. When you live by strong principles, you hold yourself accountable for the decisions you make and the actions you take. Accountability is the cornerstone of integrity. It means owning up to your mistakes, learning from them, and taking the necessary steps to correct them. Accountability is not about blaming others or making excuses. It is about taking full responsibility for your life and your choices. It is the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you have acted in alignment with your values, regardless of the outcome. There are many benefits to standing for strong principles. First and foremost, you develop a sense of inner peace and contentment that comes from knowing that you are living authentically. When you know that your actions are consistent with your values, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment that cannot be found in external validation or material success. Standing for strong principles allows you to build meaningful relationships with others who share your values and vision. It helps you to create a life of purpose and direction where you are in control of your decisions and actions. And perhaps most importantly, it allows you to live with integrity, knowing that you are true to yourself regardless of the circumstances. To stand for strong principles is to live with purpose, integrity, and clarity. It is to commit to a set of values that guide every decision and every action, even in the face of adversity or temptation. It requires courage, conviction, and an unwavering commitment to what is right, just, and true. When you align your actions and do so, you create a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, rooted in integrity. Strength is often viewed as a quality that is associated with power, dominance, and the ability to control others. It is celebrated in cultures around the world as a virtue that enables individuals to conquer obstacles, achieve greatness, and inspire admiration. However, there is another dimension to strength that is often overlooked: the strength that comes from humility. While many associate humility with weakness or passivity, true strength, when practiced with humility, becomes a force that is far greater than any physical or external power. It is the kind of strength that not only endures but also uplifts, inspires, and transforms both the individual and the world around them. Humility is not about self-deprecation or the suppression of one's abilities. It is about having a realistic understanding of one's strengths and limitations. It is the ability to acknowledge that while we may be strong in some areas, we are also vulnerable in others. Humility allows us to recognize that we do not have all the answers and we are not infallible. This kind of strength is rooted in the understanding that true power comes not from asserting dominance over others, but from the quiet confidence that comes with knowing one's value without needing to prove it. To practice strength with humility is to embrace the idea that greatness is not measured by how much we can accumulate or how much we can dominate, but by how much we can give, contribute, and empower others. Strength with humility is an internal force that radiates outward, influencing our relationships, our actions, and the way we navigate the world. It is the strength that allows us to stand tall without needing to diminish others. It is the kind of strength that seeks to serve, not control, and to lift others up rather than hold them down. Humility and strength is the foundation of true leadership. A true leader does not lead by force or coercion, but by example. They inspire trust and respect by demonstrating humility, knowing that their strength is not something to be flaunted or used to intimidate others. Instead, it is used to build relationships, foster collaboration, and create an environment where others feel empowered to rise to their full potential. The humble leader does not see themselves as above others, but as someone who is alongside others working together toward a common goal. They lead with compassion, understanding, and a willingness to listen, always aware that their strength comes not from their title or position, but from their ability to uplift and inspire those around them. One of the most powerful aspects of practicing strength with humility is the ability to remain grounded in the face of success. In a world that often equates success with external achievements, it can be easy to become prideful or arrogant when we reach our goals. However, true strength is measured not by how much we achieve, but by how we carry ourselves when we achieve it. Humility allows us to stay rooted in our values and principles, even when we experience the rewards of our hard work. It reminds us that success is not solely the result of our efforts, but of the opportunities, people, and circumstances that have contributed to our journey. Practicing humility in success ensures that we do not lose sight of the bigger picture, and it keeps us from becoming complacent or disconnected from those who may still be striving to reach their own goals. Humility also plays a crucial role in overcoming failure. When we fail, it is easy to become discouraged, blame others, or make excuses. Humility allows us to take responsibility for our actions and learn from our mistakes. It encourages us to see failure as a lesson, an opportunity for growth, and a chance to improve. By practicing strength with humility, we are able to embrace failure as an essential part of the journey towards success. It teaches us resilience, perseverance, and the importance of staying true to our principles, even when things don't go as planned. Humility in the face of failure allows us to maintain our sense of self-worth and confidence, knowing that one setback does not define us. Strength with humility also plays a critical role in building meaningful and authentic relationships. In a world that often promotes competition and individualism, it can be tempting to approach relationships from a place of pride and superiority. How we approach others with humility, we open ourselves to deep connections, more meaningful interaction. Humility allows us to see others as equals, recognizing their worth and valuing their perspectives. It creates an environment of trust and respect where people feel safe to be themselves without fear of judgment or criticism. When we practice strength with humility in our relationships, we create a foundation of mutual respect, understanding, and collaboration that fosters growth and positive change. Humility also allows us to be more compassionate and empathetic toward others. It is easy to dismiss the struggles of others when we are focused on our own success or challenges. However, when we practice humility, we are able to see the world through the eyes of others and understand their pain, frustration, and dreams. This empathy allows us to connect with other people and offer support when it is needed most. It helps us to be more forgiving and more willing to extend a helping hand. It reminds us we are all human and that no one is immune to hardship or suffering. It allows us to approach others with kindness, understanding, and the desire to make a positive difference in their lives. One of the most important aspects of strength with humility is the ability to remain teachable. No matter how much we achieve or how strong we become, there is always room for growth and improvement. Humility allows us to remain open to new ideas, new perspectives, and new opportunities for learning. It reminds us that we do not have all the answers and that there is always something to be gained from the experiences and wisdom of others. When we practice humility in our personal and professional lives, we become more adaptable, more resourceful, and more capable of facing the challenges that come our way. It allows us to seek feedback, embrace constructive criticism, and continuously improve ourselves in ways that make us stronger and more effective. In its core, strength with humility is about living authentically. It is about recognizing our own worth and value while also acknowledging the worth and value of others. It is about using our strength not to dominate or control, but to uplift and inspire. Humility does not diminish our strength, rather it enhances it by allowing us to use our abilities in ways that are meaningful and impactful. True strength is not about asserting our dominance, but about creating an environment where everyone can thrive. It is the strength that comes from hope, inspiration, desperately needs it. Humility does not mean weakness or passivity. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who we are and using our strength to serve others. It is the strength that endures in the face of challenges, the strength that remains grounded in the midst of success, and the strength that grows through failure. Strength with humility is the kind of strength that builds lasting relationships, inspires others to rise to their potential, and creates a world that is more compassionate, understanding, and just. It is the strength that allows us to stand tall without needing to prove anything to anyone, and to walk humbly, knowing that true greatness comes not from what we achieve, but from how we use our strength to make a difference in the lives of others. Fostering genuine connections is one of the most profound and meaningful aspects of life. In a world that often seems focused on superficial relationships, material achievements, and fleeting interactions, the power of building real, authentic connections is more important than ever. Genuine connections are not built on the transient moments of interaction or the need for validation. They are born from a deep understanding of another, a willingness to invest time, energy, and mutual respect that transcends the surface level exchanges we so often settle for. These connections are what create lasting bonds, inspire personal growth, and bring a sense of fulfillment and purpose to life. At the heart of fostering genuine connections is the recognition that every person we encounter has a story, a depth, and a complexity that is often hidden beneath the surface. Too often, we focus on the external markers of success, such as appearance, status, or achievements, and neglect the more profound aspects of a person's character. Genuine connections go beyond the small talk, the pleasantries, and the professional facades. They are about truly seeing the person in front of you not for what they have or what they can offer, but for who they are at their core. It requires being present, listening with empathy, and opening yourself up to vulnerability and trust. When you meet people with genuine curiosity and interest in understanding their experiences and perspectives, you create a space where true connections can flourish. The foundation of any meaningful relationship is built on trust, and trust is something that is earned over time. Genuine connections are not instantaneous. They require consistent effort, patience, and the ability to navigate the complexities of human emotions and experiences. Trust is fragile. Once broken, it can be difficult to rebuild. However, when nurtured and respected, trust forms the bedrock upon which genuine connections are built. It is through trust that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, to share our fears, dreams, and struggles, and to open up in ways that can be both terrifying and liberating at the same time. When we build trust with others, we also create an environment where they feel safe to be themselves, where they can express their true thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or rejection. In addition to trust, mutual respect is another crucial element in fostering genuine connections. It is important to recognize that every individual is unique with their own set of values, beliefs, and experiences. Respecting these differences does not mean agreeing with everything someone says or believes, but it does mean acknowledging their right to hold those views and treating them with kindness and understanding. When we respect others, we create a space where they feel valued, heard, and appreciated. This respect fosters a deeper connection because it signals that we care about the other person's well-being and that we recognize their inherent worth. Respect goes hand in hand with empathy, the ability to understand and share in the feelings of others, and it allows for the development of meaningful, supportive relationships. One of the most important aspects of fostering genuine connections is being willing to invest time and energy into relationships. In our fast-paced modern world, it can be easy to become distracted by the demands of daily life. Work, technology, social media, and other responsibilities can make it difficult to prioritize the people who matter most. However, true connections are not made through casual interactions or passing moments of attention. They are formed when we give our full attention, when we show up for others, not just when it is convenient, but when they truly need us. Investing time in relationships means showing up for the people who matter to us, whether it's through regular communication, spending quality time together, or offering support in times of need. It requires being present, both physically and emotionally, and making the effort to truly understand the other person's needs, desires, and challenges. At the same time, finding genuine connections requires a willingness to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is often due to weakness, but in reality, it is a powerful strength that can transform relationships. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with others, we invite them to do the same. We create a space where honesty, openness, and trust can thrive. Vulnerability allows us to share our fears, our insecurities, and our true selves without the need to put on a facade or pretend to be something we are not. It is through vulnerability that we connect with others on a deeper level because it allows us to relate to each other as fellow human beings with our imperfections and struggles. In a world that often encourages perfectionism and self-protection, embracing vulnerability is a powerful act of courage that can lead to more authentic, meaningful relationships. Another essential aspect of fostering genuine connections is active listening. In a world where people are constantly speaking over one another, sharing opinions and pushing agendas, it can be difficult to truly listen. Yet listening is one of the most important ways to build connections with others. Active listening requires the sincerity of the person saying it and pay attention to words, their tone, their body language.